Welcome back. I'm Ines Ferre here with Alan Valdes from Silverbear Capital. Alan, the Dow's off 300 points, all China related?
All China related. You know, it looked last week like we were going to have a little movement on the talks coming up next week. Now it looks like things may stall again. It's all the tweets, so we really don't know. We'll have to see what happens here. But yeah, it's all China related today. And some of the stocks are really weighing on the market. If you look at, say, Boeing's 80 points of the Dow right now in the weighted average. So, I mean, you got to look at the whole big picture. Sometimes it's not the whole market dragging us down, but one or two stocks that are really putting weight on it.
With talks expected this week, I mean, what can we expect then?
You know, that's anyone's guess. I mean, if you look at the White House position, things are moving kind of favorably. If you look at the Asian position, things aren't moving at all. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. I think eventually, and I've been saying this for too long now, but things will straighten themselves out, especially when the winter comes. I think you'll see movement more on the Asian side than our side, probably. I mean, Trump's adding some more restrictions on what we can do with Asia, so we'll have to wait and see. But it's got to reach a breaking point pretty soon.
Earnings next week, what are you expecting?
Well, you know, the earnings cycle last quarter was very good, much better than anticipated, and I think we'll see similar. Remember, it's all about the consumer. The consumer's still out there spending. Unemployment's at a 50-year low. Wages are up a little, and they're out there spending. So I think you'll see earnings okay, especially stocks that aren't related to Asia.
And how critical is the consumer going to be going into the holiday season? I mean, we had this weak manufacturing data from last week. We had the PPI number this morning. We've got this whole situation with China. How critical is the consumer?
It is very critical. I mean, some of those numbers, I mean, if you look at the GM strike, have weighed on those numbers. But I think basically the consumer seems to be still in a good position. But again, we'll know by Christmas if they're spending. If they're spending, we'll probably have a great quarter. If they're not spending, it could definitely weigh on the market. And you know, not only the China, I mean the impeachment talks and all this other stuff is definitely weighing on the sentiment of the market.
So going in through this week into next week, also the Fed at the end of the month, what are you expecting there? No
surprises. We think he's going to cut a quarter of a point, and especially with the latest action, we think a quarter point. And that'll be it for the year. I don't think we'll see one in December, but I think we'll see a Halloween treat, not a trick.
Holiday treat, not a treat. Trick. And so for the rest of the day, for the rest of this week, what are you predicting here?
You know, the tweets can move these markets instantly, but I think we're going to stay in this mood, kind of on the downward. I mean, today is late in the week, it's Wednesday already, so I think you'll see the market continue to probably sell off or stay right here. And we're looking, if we break 2,600, you could see it go down another 200 points tomorrow, and we're watching the numbers here.
Alan Valdes, thanks so much for joining us. Stay with us. Wi-Fi AM continues after the break.